like I tell folks, every time we get a good bunch in and everybody shoots good and it goes well, if that don't light your fire, your wood's wet. And there's a whole bunch of truth to that.
Jim Ronquest has been a stalwart of the duck hunting landscape for over 30 years. You would have seen him on television, seen him at duck calling championships. And if you've ever visited R&T calls in Stuttgart, Arkansas, you may have had the pleasure of shaking his hand. He has designed some of the most iconic duck calls in the industry today. But to what end? You see, to Jim, it's all about communication. A means to communicate with Mother Nature. A means to be a participant in this thing that he loves so much. Duck hunting.
That was bad.
Did they land in our heads?
Wow.
Jimbo said, light them up right there.
My first duck hunt, I was 8, 9 years old, maybe 10, if that. I was hunting with my dad, a fellow named Charlie Wells, and we was in the Ohio, Mississippi river bottoms of far western Kentucky, and the river was out. It was cold, and I remember we was in a little 14-foot boat breaking ice across this lake, little old cypress lake in the bottom. And we get in the blind, and we break ice and throw a few decoys out, and I don't know what to expect. And of course, I was watching ducks all the time, enjoying it. And went to blowing on calls, here come a duck in there. Wound up backpedaling over the decoys, and everybody raised up to shoot, and he fell out, and I thought, man, that's cool. But what really got me was the idea of communicating with nature, calling. I remember the first time I took a duck call and blowed loud and hard at a high amount of drake, and I seen him check up and set them wings and start sailing. I said, man, this is cool. I felt I had influenced something to happen there. I felt then the communication with nature, kind of like anybody else that likes to do things, the ability to be a part of nature was cool. I think it's more, when you talk about communication, calling ducks and geese or turkeys or whatever it may be, I think you're getting down in the raw part of nature. It's how nature works. We're fortunate that, I guess, as a higher power, as Homo sapiens, we have bigger brains, so we're able to kind of relate all this. But when you think about critters, the good Lord gave them a voice for a reason, right? To communicate. That's why they have these voices. When we are calling ducks or turkeys or geese or whatever it may be, we're communicating on their level. And what I like about that is there's a pureness to it that's not talking to other folks or making jokes. There's a pureness there that you're on the same natural level. We're communicating with them, literally talking them into giving up, and that's the deal. We're making them think that we are another duck or another goose or another turkey or another buck deer or another bull elk or whatever that may be. We're communicating on their level, and we're able to see nature at her rawest form. I'm an extremely fortunate individual. There's a lot of people in this country. You hear of the American dream, and you hear people becoming Major League Baseball players, NFL football players, basketball stars, whatever it may be. I thank the good Lord every day for the opportunities that I've been given through the outdoors. I was talking to a guy the other day, a good friend of mine, Ira McCauley from Momarsh. We were talking and said, you know what, here we are, we're duck hunting, and we get to call this our job. And there's people all over the country who would trade everything they have to be able to do what I get to do every day. And I sometimes think it's way far more than I could ever deserve to get the opportunities I've had to enjoy God's great outdoors by blowing a duck call or a turkey call or whatever it may be, the opportunities that's been presented to me, I am forever thankful for everyone who's ever helped me out, but especially the big man upstairs. You know, I was fortunate enough to win a world championship duck calling contest, but I was already involved. But that helped. That was certainly a stepping stone for dang sure. But the opportunity to do outdoor TV and John and Angie Stevens giving me the chances and the opportunities I've had, and to work with the people we get to work with, not only high quality brands, but truly quality individuals. And to get to see and do what I get to do, I don't know how to say thank you for that. I don't know how to thank the big man for that. All I can say is I'm a blessed individual to have a fine family, great friends, and the opportunity to make a living doing something that I truly love to do. Thank you, everyone who's ever helped me out. Appreciate it. My name is Jim Ronquest. I'm a Christian, communicator with nature, and a duck hunter. Everyone has their own story. This is mine. It's in the blood.
But your wife she's still a hunter, but she participates, but she just doesn't like, maybe, I don't want to make an assumption here, doesn't like pulling the trigger.
No, it wouldn't bother her a bit. She doesn't like getting cold or getting up early.